let's quickly talk about the other portfolio companies. So first of all, how much of the fund 3 has been invested so far, and give us an overview of what else.
So first of all, we are in, I would say, in a lucky situation in which our portfolio companies are in good health, and none of them have experienced significant backdrop due to pandemic. So we are now investing Fund 3, which is a 635 million euro vehicle, which is invested at around 1/3. And it's invested in 4 companies, which are Nactarom, the food ingredients platform we were telling you before, Phoenix, which is a producer of dyes for the aluminium industry, then Namirial, which is the last one, and Amotech, which is a producer of machines for the production of bags in let's say using biomaterials, so biopolymers, let's say recyclable materials. So all these 4 are progressing particularly well, and let's say have not experienced say strong decrease due to the pandemic, although we had to shut down for a few weeks during the month of March and April, because some of the sites were in the Bergamo area, Brescia area, where the situation was particularly difficult during the months of March and April.
What are the drivers for growth for Phoenix and Amotech?
Phoenix, so Phoenix is, we do have 2 main drivers of growth. The first one is the consolidation of the US market, in which the company has made an acquisition a couple of years ago, a small acquisitions, in order to put the first step into the US market, which by size is equal to Europe, and where the sophistication of products is still lower compared to what we have in Europe. And it's progressing well. The company is already making $10 million and acquiring new customers. And of course, the process has slowed down during the last months, but the opportunities in the market are particularly visible, also for lack of, let's say, direct competition to Phoenix. The second one is the Middle East. So we do have a joint venture in the Middle East together with some local partners. Company was established a year and a half ago, and the Middle East for us is a bridge to sell into Asia, particularly India and China, where we also have some commercial subsidiaries. So these are the 2 main drivers of growth for the future. We are also evaluating a few acquisitions, but I would say it's not, let's say, number 1 priority, whereas the priorities are the organic growth in US and Middle East. Amotech, actually, we haven't talked about it, but we also made an acquisition during, slightly before the pandemic. We acquired in an asset deal the business concern of one of our competitors. That was done a few months ago, and now we are in the final discussion for the acquisition of a second company, and hopefully we will be able to make it happen shortly after the summer. So here as well, there is a lot of activities going on. It's a market in which Italy has a leadership in terms of technology, in terms of creating machines able to use biopolymers and bioplastics, and we are consolidating again, let's say, the sector in order to create a group with revenues in the vicinity of 100 millions. And then, okay, Aromata, we said, and Namiria, we just discussed. On the other funds, I mean, Ambienta 1 has been totally invested and divested with success. Ambienta 2, last year we managed to sell 2 deals, 2 companies. One was Safim, which was an exceptional deal in which the company tripled the EBITDA in just 2 years, and then we were also able to sell Energy Wave to a portfolio company of EQT as well, with a very good deal in which we delivered 2x, which was performed in November 2019. As than that, we remain with 4 companies, which will allow the fund to achieve a result which we believe being among the top quartile of this vintage. Due to the fact that the 4 deals we have divested so far in Fund 2 have already delivered more than 1 time the fund. So we expect this fund to perform above, let's say, the average of its vintage.
And what is the timeline for the disposals of the remaining assets?
So today, of course, we had to. I mean, the pandemic will bring some delay in at least of 1 year in the timing of the exits. I would say by 2022, let's say end of 2022, we should be in a position to have sold all the portfolio companies remaining in Fund 2.
Okay.
I would say around 2 years to go.
Okay. And for Fund 3, you said 1/3 has been invested. So by the end of the year, the goal is to get to 50%?
Yeah, that's a good plan. I would say for the time being, we have visibility on at least another deal, one deal. One deal I think is feasible, probably 2. So I would say 1 to 2. Yeah, that could bring the fund. Let me just do some calculations. Yeah, more or less to around 50% of invested.
With the view of getting to 75 towards the end of next year?
Probably we will need another half year. Probably could be a good goal. Today is hard to say whether 2021 will offer opportunities to invest. The idea for Ambienta is to continue to run business as usual, as we have done so far. We are not scared of pandemic. We think we are on a trend, on a long-term trend where sustainability will continue to play a role in creating business opportunities. So we are not scared of continuing investing in assets with potential.
Okay, so let me ask you a few final questions about the fund. So the size of the fund, the last one was 635, you said. And you are probably the most recognized fund in Italy that invests in sustainability because you're one of the precursors. Now, to go to the next step, do you think to be recognized in the market, you need to raise a much bigger fund to be seen doing larger deals? And what are your investors asking you?
Our investors are happy with the progression that we have done so far. We started in 2007 with 217. Then we raised a second fund in 2014 of 323.5 million, and the last one is 635. And I think that the last fund has proved the investors that we were able to double the size of a fund without jeopardizing the investment strategy. So the next, let's say, if you want, step would be to justify an increase in the size of a fund, again, without jeopardizing the style and the capacity to unlock proprietary opportunities as we have done so far. Just consider that more than 90% of the deals we've done so far are primary deals. So we acquired from the entrepreneurs. So we were able to unlock opportunities directly with the sellers, okay, without buying from in a secondary transaction. And the reason is that we tend to be more industrial oriented investors. We tend to speak the same language of entrepreneurs. And this also because internally we do have a group of people which evaluate and assess opportunities and scout for new sectors and markets and give us leads and ideas to develop new opportunities. So I think that's a little bit a machine which now is working well.
And what do you think you need to do more on the brand, especially abroad? Because in Italy you are recognized, but
yeah,
when you go
abroad is that's a good question. In Italy, I think we are full set. I mean, we have a strong organization, strong reputation, strong deal flow, strong team. Abroad, so far we've been a bit less active compared to Italy. So we are strengthening all the teams, and the new thing is that we will open an office in France, in Paris, beginning of September, which together with England and Germany, which covers the DACH region, will allow us to have a full spectrum of coverage across Europe. Spain is still managed directly from Italy. So if you want, the area which will remain uncovered so far, but in the future will not, is the Nordics, in which we would like to put a flag in the near future. But for the rest, I think with the add of France and the strengthening of Germany, I think we will. I mean, we can play the role of a truly pan-European fund with strong competencies on sustainability, which is still a unique feature in, if you want, in the private equity industry, because Ambienta so far is still an unicum, and now we need to defend our position by scaling up and increasing the geographical reach of our operations.
Can you give us an overview of your investors and how they change from Fund 2 to Fund 3?
The biggest change has been in let's say in the exposure of a fund to international LPs. Fund 1 was mostly Italian. We were a full startup, so we raised the funds from Italian institutions. Fund 2 was 50-50 between Italian institutions and international LPs. But Fund 2 already saw the exit of private investors, so we became almost fully institutional. Fund 3 is 2/3 international investors and 1/3 Italian investors, with no private, made exception for just a few cases of, but we don't have private investors, individuals investing in the fund. All our investor base represents around 10 trillions, which give you the size of opportunity of raising more, let's say, more funds out of existing LP base, which is of primary importance. So we do have all the most important names and most reputed investors in our funds, and our goal is to protect them and to secure for them the best return we can.
Okay. One final question on your coefficient that you introduced, the DIA. Can you explain what it is?
Sorry, DIA?
Yeah, the coefficient to rate companies on sustainability.
I mean, we have been, let's say, in the forefront of sustainability. So we have created also the concept of investing in sustainability, I would say. So we have also created our own system to measure the environmental impact of our portfolio companies. So we measure the environmental impact out of 11 KPIs, which are divided into 2 clusters. One cluster is resource efficiency, and the other cluster is pollution control. So one represents 6 KPIs, and the other one represents 5 KPIs. And depending on the business, because business are different, we utilize a certain subsets of KPIs. So in the end, our portfolio is measured every year, and is benchmarked also every year against the previous year, in order to have a sort of progressive improvement of all the metrics related to sustainability.
And you do that due diligence as well?
Yeah. I mean, that's for us, the assessment of sustainability can be a deal breaker. So that means if it's an exceptional business but lacks of sustainability credentials, we are obliged to drop it and not pursue the opportunity. As opposed to this, if a company is outstanding in terms of sustainability, but don't have let's say good results and good performance or good prospects, again the company is dropped. So in essence, Ambienta has been successful because was able to combine financial returns together with exceptional sustainability credentials. So that's we were able to mix them up in order to create a cocktail, which is the most important things we are selling today. Another thing is ESG. So we are very, very keen in implementing ESG procedures in our portfolio companies. But that for us is a little bit more on the compliance. Okay, so ESG is more ethic, is more transparency on the way you manage your businesses. Is not sustainability the way we interpret it. Okay, for us, sustainability is a clear advantage that the company creates by selling sustainable products and sustainable services. So companies grow also because they are able to deliver sustainability in their products, in their services, in their business. So we were awarded a number of prizes and awards in the last years for both ESG and sustainability. And also this aspect of our activities, let's say, is equally important as it is the investment strategy and the investment execution.